J.J. Abrams is downsizing Bad Robot. Not only that, they're moving. It's the mass exodus of the industry. Here we go from Variety. J.J. Abrams to downsize Bad Robot. Production company to move from LA to New York. Alan, you've got the story. Give it to me. And then I've got some comments that you're going to find surprising.
All right. So the downsizing at J.J. Abrams' Bad Robot is not simply an internal company shift, but part of a broader recalibration happening across Hollywood. As studios become more cautious with spending, the era of massive open-ended deals with high-profile creators is giving way to tighter, more performance-driven agreements. Abrams' company, once backed by the lucrative overall deal with Warner Brothers, is now adjusting to a smaller first-look arrangement that reflects this new reality. This change represents a wider industry trend rather than a failure of Bad Robot itself. Studios are no longer willing to hand out blank check partnerships without clear returns, especially in the post-streaming boom landscape where profitability had become priority. As a result, production companies that were built to operate at a larger scale are now being forced to streamline their operations and to rethink how they develop and produce content. At the same time, Bad Robot is not being dismantled, but reshaped. The company continues to develop film and television projects, just with a reduced physical and operational footprint. In a sense, the downsizing plays less like a retreat and more like an adaptation to a film and TV industry that is becoming more disciplined, cost-conscious, and focused on sustainable outputs. Wow.
Well, yeah, look.
John Otterson is right up JJ's butt.
All right, this is a huge L for not only for JJ, whose last movie was The Rise of Skywalker in 2019, 7 years ago. 2019 was JJ's last movie. What have they done lately? I think once people saw that film, it really, like, the Emperor has no clothes. So he's killed two major franchises, Star Trek and Star Wars. Here's something from someone who worked at Bad Robot. From Ryan Parrott on X. I worked at Bad Robot for 3 years. The waiting room had art supplies, so visitors could be creative. The interns learned 3D printing and silk screening. We had communal meals with movie stars and shot pickups for movies in the theater. It was the greatest place in the world. And he, of course, says that J.J. Abrams scaling down Bad Robot as he moves to New York. And here's something that Fandom Pulse had to say, kind of posting something from, this is during 2020 when BLM happened. Why don't you read this, Alan?
Sure. Here you go. JJ Phantom Pulse, JJ Abrams, Bad Robot Company. Enough is enough. Enough police brutality. Enough outsized privilege. Enough polite conversation. Enough white comfort. Enough lopsided access. Enough exhausting our friends and colleagues. Enough being incurious. Enough being unintentional. Enough injustice. Enough death. Enough. Could this be why the company is downsizing and leaving LA?
Yeah, I mean, the comments, people, enough bad television movies from Bad Robot, I say. JJ lives such a privileged life. He has no idea what he's talking about. So basically, you're in no position to lecture the public about anything. The responses to this, look, victim card, you got, is declined. Oh, I didn't see that coming. But this is what you get. Play stupid games, win stupid prizes. It's look, I don't feel sad at all. Two of the most beloved sci-fi and fantasy franchises of all time. Both of them are 50 years. Well, Star Wars almost 50 years. Next year will be 50. It's crazy. It's crazy that he took them, modernized them, and made them unpopular and basically drove them into the ground. So, and believe me, this might have something to do with the oppressive taxes that we're facing in California. Our current leadership seems to do nothing to benefit actual Californians. And we talk about this only as it applies to entertainment, but things are getting worse and worse here. They're already just saying LA is the new Detroit, once beloved industry driven out by bad policy and bad movies. Alan, what are your thoughts?
Yeah. I mean, LA has been spending, this is indicative of where Hollywood and LA and government was, 5-6 years ago. They had so much money and they just spent and spent and spent, nothing in return. A lot of these expenditures were on basically studies, all admin, nothing to show for it.
Yep.
I'm looking at the last 10 bad robot projects here. Duster is the last one. That was for HBO. Then they did the Batman Cape Crusader, which was supposed to be for HBO, but then Amazon bought it. Presumed Innocent, probably the only true hit that, or truly good show to come out of Bad Robot recently. Bunch of documentaries. And then it goes all the way back to Westwood, which was probably the last thing they did that was popular. They got hundreds of millions of dollars to get these first look development deals. And, from the last 10 years, produced only 2 maybe good shows. It's, then you read that text there, or that X tweet about the working conditions, how great it was. That's a company that had money to spend, but couldn't make money to continue that. And so, X was the same way back in Twitter. All these companies were just like hiring people who did nothing, and then gave them gym membership, free breakfast, free meals. To say that this is not a failure of Hollywood, it is a failure of Hollywood, because they didn't know how to spend money. And now they're contracting, and now everyone's moaning and bitching about the fact that they don't get the perks they got anymore.
Well, I think part of it is they're leaving LA because I know where Bad Robot is. It's located off Cloverfield Boulevard. That's how they got that's the title of the movie. Cloverfield came from the street that the offices are located on, but they're leaving to escape taxes. And you can't even, a separate story, maybe we'll talk about it on Monday on Versus, Baywatch. There was so much, they got approval from the state, they got tax incentives, and then the city of LA came in and basically was nickel and diming. Baywatch is not being shot in LA. Baywatch, the new Baywatch.
Yeah, they should come down to Huntington Beach.
So it's utterly ridiculous. Bad policies of current leadership. You know who they are. Have driven out business. It's ridiculous. You got to try something else. These people aren't working. We have to hire some different people in leadership that are business friendly, that maybe have some entrepreneurial experience. I've been an entrepreneur all my life. Very small business, I make a modest living. But, when you pay for your own stuff and when you pay taxes, you actually write a check to the government, changes how you look at things. You maybe are more responsible with other people's money. And I've done projects with other people's money, and I feel a great responsibility when I get an investor for a movie. My film here, my big fat independent movie. I raised money from investors, got $500,000 and made this film. It's coming out on Blu-ray this fall, new special anniversary edition. But I felt a great weight, like, I have to be responsible with every dollar spent. I don't hear that from current leadership. This is why it's failing. This is why JJ is gone and the industry is spiraling into irrelevance. And we'll talk more about that in our CinemaCon coverage in a couple weeks, because I saw some facts and figures about the number of movies the studios are making, it's not looking good.